Living in Michigan, it seems like every time I leave my house, I see 50 to 100 Chevy Traverses. These things are everywhere. And after spending a few days with this one, I kind of understand why people buy them. But now what I'm curious to know is just how efficient the Chevy Traverse is on the highway. And today, we're going to find that out. This is Chris here with Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2023 Chevrolet Traverse High Country all-wheel drive. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a walk around this thing so you guys can see what we're working with today. There we go. For the 2023 model year, the Chevy Traverse all-wheel drive retains the 3.6-liter V6 and 9-speed automatic transmission. And honestly, looking at this thing in red, in high country trim, I don't think it looks too bad. It still does blend in, even though it is red, just because there are a million Traverses everywhere. I'm sure we'll see one drive by as we're filming this intro, but I do kind of get why people buy these. It's very comfortable, it's easy to drive, it's really just like driving a couch. And that taillight is full of condensation, as I'm just now noticing. But honestly, it's really not so bad. But if you want to be unique in a world where cars are very ununique, this is not the car for you. But if you just really don't care and you want to get in something and just go where you want to go, and you've got a big family, then Chevy has you covered here with the Traverse. So anyways, enough walking around. Let's go ahead and get started with our very rainy and gray fuel economy test on the Chevy Traverse. So why do we conduct this test? Well, the EPA's fuel economy test, which gives this Traverse all-wheel drive 25 MPG on the highway, only averages 48 miles per hour. And we know that some people like to take their cars on actual road trips. So what we do is we go out 50 miles and back 50 miles, averaging 70 miles per hour for a more real-world figure. A couple of things worth noting for today's test. Outside temperature is 63 degrees Fahrenheit. It's finally cooling off here in Michigan. Tire pressures have been set to their factory door placard indicated 35 PSI cold. We're going to be running the climate control at 73 degrees auto inside the cabin. And we're going to be using the same gas pump both times, using the same 3-click filling method to get the most accurate results possible. All right. Let's hop out and grab our first fill. And 16.8 gallons in there for our first fill. I've been driving this Traverse all week, and this is the first time that I've put gas in this thing. It's got about a 21-gallon fuel tank, so it holds quite a bit of petrol. And of course, today we're just running 87 octane, as that is all this thing takes. And it's what the EPA tested it on as well, of course. Set this to 73 degrees. Click auto there on our climate control. And we're going to hold this to reset our trip. Boom, we are good to go. All right. There are a few different drive modes here in this Chevy Traverse, mainly just leaving it in 2-wheel drive or selecting 4-wheel drive. Today we're going to be running in 2-wheel drive in just regular mode. We do have an off-road setting as well as a trailer tow setting, but we're just going to be hanging out in regular. Quite a bit of rain today. Hopefully that doesn't affect any traffic. Hopefully people can just kind of get a move on and roll with the punches today. Just a reminder, EPA is 25 MPG, so that's a number that we will be looking for on today's test. Now, the purpose of this test is not to hypermile. I'm not going to get on the highway, do any sort of weird drafting maneuvers or anything purposely economical. I'm simply going to merge onto the highway, set the cruise control to a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour, and just drive to get the most real-world possible figure. We do also have adaptive cruise in this Chevy Traverse. We're going to set that to the nearest setting and see how that cooperates. Looks like 72 is indeed 72. And under first highway impressions, you know, as I said, you guys have been driving this thing all week, and it's really just like driving a couch. I really genuinely see the appeal behind driving one of these cars. It's so easy and effortless. Everything in here makes sense. The seat is comfortable, the ride is comfortable. There's hardly any fatigue. It's just so easy to slide in and out of this car. go about your business and just not have to think about the car at all. And I get it. I mock, you know, here we mock people that have Equinoxes and Traverses and just all of these bland normal traffic cars, but like, I get it, man. It's so comfy. So I'm gonna go ahead and settle in here in the Traverse. I'll get my impressions here on the cruise control and adaptive everything and overall comfort over the next 100 miles. And I'll check in with you guys here later on, let you know my thoughts, and we'll see how well this thing did in a real world scenario. Wrapping up our drive here in the 2023 Chevy Traverse, and my impressions have not changed at all. This thing is so comfortable, it's so easy and straightforward. The only thing that I would maybe like to see would be a little bit better of a lane keep assist or a steering assist system to just really make this experience even more streamlined, i.e. Super Cruise. We know that GM has Super Cruise, but I don't think you can have it on a Traverse. And if you can have it on a Traverse, I will put here, yes you can, but if not, I won't put anything because you can't. But really guys, I mean, besides not having Super Cruise, this thing is really, really nice. It's so quiet, it's so smooth, it's so comfortable, and the infotainment screen does this. Haha! Yeah! Quite proper. So, indicated here on the cluster, 27.1 MPG. It's been hovering around the high 26s, low 27s for the entire trip. So I'm assuming that's going to be quite accurate for what we see at the pump, right around 27 MPG. Got about 10 miles left, so I'm going to finish that out, and I will catch up with you guys once I have brimmed the tank on the Traverse High Country. And 3.506 gallons in there for our final fill. Today's journey was 96.29 miles. Divide that by the 3.506 gallons of gas, and that gives us 27.46 MPG here in the Traverse. Now, right at the end, the cluster was reading out just over 27, so I would say that this is quite accurate, and we'll award this Traverse with 27 MPG, so beating EPA by 2 miles per gallon. And this Traverse has a 21.7 gallon tank, which gives you an effective highway cruising range of 590 miles. That is quite a ways, and I think this may be the highest highway range that I've ever seen while doing one of these tests. So dang near 600 miles here on this Traverse. So there you go. 27 MPG, 590 miles of effective highway cruising range, and a super comfortable ride. Now, this isn't me saying that this is my favorite car on the market right now. It's not really the most exciting thing in the world, but that isn't the point of the Traverse. It's honest, it's easy, and I really do understand why so many people buy these things. So if you want to learn more about the Traverse, if you want to see the full review, the infotainment video, or the sound system test, make sure to check the links in the description for all of those things. But that'll end it for us today. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Chris here with Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.